Hello guys, welcome to the next episode in my beginner campaign series for the Necromancer. Today we are on to Act 9. However, before we start, I do want to gamble for some items. I'm at my hideout currently. You can also go into town and gamble at the town NPC. Doesn't change anything. I do want to get some boots with movement speed, so I'm going to gamble a little bit. Also, you can look for good boots with an open prefix. So maybe if we get that, I can show you why that matters. Now, yeah, I'll just show you. These boots are not overly incredible, but I will show you how you can craft on movement speed. You just go to the crafting bench and click this movement speed right here, and you get some from the crafting bench as well. There is definitely better boots that you can get. I just wanted to show you the crafting. Also, in the town, if you don't have your hideout set up yet, there's also a crafting bench right here. So you don't have to have an hideout yet. However, I do recommend it, especially once we finish up the campaign and go onto maps. A hideout is huge quality of life upgrade. So the first thing we do in Act 9 is go to the descent right here. Just go up in the town. And then this, you might remember this from Act 4, I believe. Going from Act 3 to Act 4. This was called the Ascent, and now it's called the Descent. So, not creative naming there, however, we just have to clear the area again. It's very similar, however, this time we have to follow the road into this direction. And we should find the exit right around there. As I said, now supply house. We have to move through this area, and then we should find the Vastiri Desert. These monsters actually deal a lot of damage, surprisingly. So I'm going to take some more block chance. And this is actually more damage than I expected. So I hope that we don't take damage, that much damage in the next few areas. But this area is known to be a little bit rippy. So that should be fine. Also, I'm realizing that I don't have the zombies summoned anymore, so I'm going to resummon them. Maybe they can tank some of the damage now. Right, and this is the Vastiri Desert. This is the first area where we have to do some quests. The first quest we have to do is, there is going to be a sandstorm somewhere at the top side. There it is, at the exclamation mark. And we click on this chest. Then we will have to defeat some monsters that are ambushing us. And after we've defeated all the monsters, we get a knife. Also, one thing I did change is I got Despair instead of Flammability. You can just go to either your hideout, if you have Lily in your hideout already, or go to Act 6 and then buy the gem from Lily. She's going to sell you this Despair gem, and that's just a better curse for us, especially since after we've ascended for the third time, we will be doing mostly chaos damage. Now you can just grab the waypoint and then move down here, follow the right edge, until you find another sandstorm. Right here, we cannot pass for now, but we have to trigger the quest. And now we move up, we are to the tunnels. Okay, there's one area in between. In this area, you can just move straight up. Then you should find a waypoint and an exit to a different area, where we will have to fight another boss. Okay, so there's the waypoint. And now we go to the Boiling Lake. For this area, just move, or just stay at the right edge. That's usually something that should get you to the boss. And then just move through the area, and at the very end there will be, I think it's called the Basilisk. One important thing for this boss is that he is kind of like Medusa, if you know what Medusa does. She's like a being that can turn you into stone if you look at her. And this boss has the same ability. So he does have one attack. If you look at him and he does his stone beam, he will turn you into stone. Like this ability right there. just go to his side and he won't be able to turn you into stone. And that's the whole fight. Go back to character selection. I'm going to talk to a few NPCs. Here I'm going to take the minion shield. And then also talk to Sin. And to these two again, they are going to give you the Deposit Storm. And now we can dispel the storm that was blocking our way earlier. And this is actually a quite nice minion shield. So I'm going to drop this one. And when I reach level 59, I'm going to use that shield. And I can actually also check if I have some block chains on the crafting bench already. However, that's something that we can do later in the city. Right now we are looking for an entrance to the sand pit. This is the Forbidden Vault. This is not what we are looking for. So just stay at one of the edges. Okay, I think this is just a syndicate right here. Then move on. And also there's another hideout, a desert hideout. If you haven't gotten one now, this is a good time to do it. Just clear out the area and then Helena will talk to you. And there's the sand pit. Now this boss is very annoying in my opinion. He like disappears at half-life or 3/4. And now you will see why I don't like this boss. And now I'm probably going to go for some more block chains. And now he's going to reappear here. And we have to wait for, actually it's her, to follow us through the sand. So you can't just walk in front, you have to actually wait for her to catch up to you. Or you can go on. And she's going to throw some like sand shockwaves in your way. Okay, and this should be one of the last dashes. Now you can follow her into the Swallowing Sands. Now she will have some more invulnerability phases. You just kind of have to wait out. Now she's going to go into the middle and shoot at you. And now you can finish off. This is also, as you will hear right now, this is the daughter of Sin. Okay, it doesn't actually show in the text, but this is Sin's daughter. Which is kind of funny when I heard it the first time. Go back to town. And from the Russia, right here, you will get another passive skill point. And actually I probably should take the mastery right here. I think this is the correct one. Yeah, and then I'm going to check if I already have some block mastery. Okay, I don't. So we will discover this later on. We can also, if we really want to go into block, if you want to be a bit safer, you can gamble for a shield that has increased chance to block. And now we are going to head up from the foothills. And if we just head into this direction, there will be the tunnels at the end of this area. Right, and here, as you can see at the top, there's another trial of Ascendency we have to solve. This is the 9th one in total, I think. No, the 8th one. Yep. Actually, we've done 6 trials for the first one, then another 3 for the second one. So this should be, I guess, the 11th. Anyways, it's the second to last one we will have to do. And after this there's just one more left in Act 10. Okay. I'm running into a lot of saw blades. But we made it through. And now, as you can see, there's only one more left, and this is the one in Act 10. And now we can move on. And I can now use the new shield. This one also has a chance to block spell damage, however I do want a little bit extra damage for my minions. And they also get some extra maximum life. So if you want more defenses, just focus on shields with chance to block or block spell damage. So this area right now, the Quarry, there is one waypoint in the middle, and then from here we have to go into 2 other areas, as you can see. And they are usually either left, top or at the right. So I'm just going to check all of the locations. Okay, we found the Refinery. Very nice. Here in this area you have to navigate to a boss fight. Usually you have to go down here and then turn right. And from here on just follow the... okay, I think we dropped the map. Yeah. So this is the first map we've dropped. Later on we will use this for the endgame. I think I've already mentioned it in Act 6 when we... it's either Act 6 or 7 when we had to do the map quest with Maligaro. And there we already did a little map. However, in the endgame, the main endgame content is the atlas. And there's a huge atlas with a lot of maps that we have to complete. And I'll show you how all of that works when we get to at the end of the campaign or the start of maps. For now, just pick up all of the maps that you find, because they help out a lot. You don't have to find one of them on the ground. There's also some that you can just buy for gold, or that you get for free from Kirak. So you don't have to find them or pick them up, but they can help. So now for this boss, this guy can do a lot of damage. You should stay at a distance, especially once he does his lightning phase, right here. Now you are shocked, so he will take increased damage, so just don't go near him, he can easily one-shot you. And now you go into this next room, and you have to take this Shavronne powder. Go back to town. And now we are going to do one more thing before we get to the last sequence of this act. There's one more boss fight, because we know that nothing's on the left and something's on the top. The last thing should be on the right here. Get some more block chance. Probably want... Spell damage is also good. We could go down here. Let's go down here for a bit, because there's multiple points. And now we have another boss fight. Now, this boss fight is usually not that difficult. However, there are some mechanics you should understand. At certain health thresholds she will go invincible. There's all of these tornadoes. And now she will spawn some mini-bosses. And you have to kill this guy, the servant, or get her to half health. until she reappears again, and then she will try to attack you to get out of stealth. Just let her attack you, she doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. And now you have to kill the mini-bosses again. Now you can finish off. The only thing that can really kill you right here is the tornadoes. They can deal a lot of damage over time. However, all of the other stuff really is not that challenging. Let's see if we got anything good. That's not good. And we could switch out the belt. I'm going to keep the current one. And we have another Pantheon. And now we can go into the last area, the Belly of the Beast again. I think it's called the Belly of the Beast, we will see. Pretty much the same as in Act 4, if you remember. And this area is a little bit weird to navigate. There is like, I think 7 or 8 layouts, and all of them except one are very similar. So I just hope that that we didn't get the single one that's different right here, because all of the other ones go into like a spiral. So I'm just trying to go as far left as possible. You want to go like behind the entrance. And this does look good. And hopefully we can see the exit right about now. Okay, it's up there. Very nice. And we are into the rotting core. Now, if you remember, we fought Maligaro, Doedre and the other guy, Shavronne, or the girl I guess. Those 3 guardians, we fought them already once, and now we fight them again. This is the 3rd time we fight them now, I think. So we fought them all at once when we had to defeat them in Act 4. Then we fought one of them in Act 6, 7 and 8 respectively. And now we fight all of them once again. Here I can just run through the area, it's pretty straightforward. And then for her, just look at her tornadoes. Sometimes she does the spellbox on the ground and stand on them. Most of the attacks are pretty telegraphed. And then you have to go into every portal and defeat the respective guardian to open up the final portal for the, I think, Depraved Trinity, which is one of the coolest bosses in the campaign, I believe. Right, we are at Maligaro. Now he's going to go invincible and spawn some copies of himself. And he's dead. Last one, Doedre. And for her, she has an attack where she goes into the middle of the arena and screams. Like right now. You can just stay behind those... Okay, my minions destroyed them. Usually you can stay behind the rocks she spawns. However, the minions just killed them. And also just heal through it. No big deal. And now we can talk to Sin. He will dispel the barrier and we can go to the final boss fight of the sect. And this is one of the cooler fights in my opinion. At least for the campaign. My favorite fights in the whole game are definitely in maps. There is some really cool fights with actually interesting mechanics. these fights in the campaign are usually just visually appealing because we are very overpowered and the bosses kind of just die. Where just watch out for the big electro bolts. And the scorpions can also deal a lot of damage, so just stay in your minions, but they can't really hit you. However, as I said, later on there is the Pinnacle Atlas bosses and those are really fun. I'm looking forward to getting there. Okay, some unique items. Actually, the amulet is pretty nice, I'm going to use that. This just gives you movement speed. I don't think we benefit from projectile damage or projectile speed, so this is definitely not necessary. And now we can sail to Oriev. And this is going to be the end of Act 9. We are now in Act 10. And next time we are going to finish up the campaign. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. This one is a bit shorter because we didn't do a trial and Act 9 is a bit of a shorter act. However, I still hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. And then also if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I answer every comment, and then until the next time, goodbye.